No hotelier just wants to build a hotel. They want to build a hospitality brand. So today, to talk hospitality branding, we've got Miss Surya, a marketing manager in a hospitality brand, and Miss Savvy, a Dehradun-based marketer. Hi guys, welcome.
Hi. Thank you for bringing us here.
Okay, so let's first talk about the place that we are in. That's so chilly today, Dehradun. So, what do you think of Dehradun in terms of evolution for both hospitality and business?
If you ask me, I would really say, please don't judge me on that point, but dinosaurs के ज़माने से आज human being वाला ज़माना आ गया. That is what I would say. And I think Turiya would agree with me because the time we started to what I see Dehradun, it has evolved commendably, I would say.
Yeah, I think post COVID, we've seen a massive boom in terms of infrastructure, in terms of hospitality brands coming into the picture, in terms of individual players. Like, for example, a lot of people now have been, moving towards Airbnbs. That is what the general pattern has been as well when it comes to travel and tourism. Apart from that, we're also seeing a boom in the IT as well as a lot of e-commerce brands coming into the picture in Dehradun in the last 5 years. So yeah, I think Dehradun has evolved massively, especially post COVID, which is something that I think we can all agree with.
Correct.
Right. So while we were talking a little bit before, I got to know that you've got pretty much a global experience in your field. So how would you compare Dehradun to your other experiences, maybe in metro cities or in bigger playing fields? That I would say.
Um, to be honest, currently India is one of the most rigorously growing economies. I worked with a brand in Mauritius. It was a little slow paced, and Africa, to be honest, is still coming up at the moment. Then I was in Bangalore, but then again e-commerce, which was a very different field altogether. With hospitality, I was in Delhi NCR, and the ball game is completely different. Like, you cannot even fathom to imagine the kind of exposure that you have in Delhi vis-a-vis Dehradun. So yeah.
All right, that's great. So the couple of places that you've mentioned, that is Mauritius, Africa. When you think of these places, I think we think of culture because they've got very different culture than us, something that attracts us a lot.
Yeah.
So when it comes to branding, how much do you think culture is important to be inculcated? Especially like you said, you have also been in Delhi NCR, and then it cut to Dehradun. So the culture, the lifestyle is quite different. So how much inculcation would you say is important for a hotel to become a brand?
To be honest, as a hotelier, we absorb a lot of local culture into what we offer on a day-to-day basis. For example, we maybe a traditional welcome, which would be Uttarakhandi style, or maybe we would incorporate the Uttarakhand's, some of the most famous dishes from Uttarakhand into our menu. So I think absorbing the local culture is very important for a brand to build around, and that is what that is what differentiates you from other brands as well, or other players as well in the market. And I think globally also, if we see, like we were talking about the culture in Africa, over there also we would see a lot of traditional dances, a lot of traditional menu, which was native to Africa as a continent, not just Mauritius as a country, but to highlight the USP of a place, I think it is very important to absorb the culture in the businesses.
Specifically in the hospitality industry.
Specifically in the hospitality industry.
Like you go to Rishikesh, you wouldn't find any hotel which is not coming up with the itinerary of offering Ganga Aarti because that is a part of their culture and tradition. So this is the much needed thing when it comes to hospitality specifically.
And like coming from you, you are based in Dehradun, and I think you must have inculcated culture through and through, and must have seen it grow from what it used to be, like you said, dinosaur ke zamane se human ke zamane tak. So, do you think there are any changes that you've made while inculcating culture? Because, like, talking about Gen Z, what culture used to mean to people or to generation before us is very different to what it means to us now. So, what changes like in this arena itself, inculcating culture, what changes do you think you guys have had to bring in?
See, as a Dehradun-based marketeer, I would suggest there have been multiple changes into our industry. But me alone bringing a change together, I felt like when I started, digital marketing wasn't that much known. As Surya said, post-COVID, it became a boom. But post that, there was this thing called collaborations, which was not much operated by the brands out there. They were not aware about it, and the systems of somewhere being, brand owners, because a lot of the hotels, a lot of the business are self-owned by the most of the people of Dehradun. So they had this mindset in their thing or in their industry that, we are the lalas, we can do everything of our own, we don't need to collaborate, we don't have to go here and there, get a B2B thing, get a PR thing, or anything related to that. So I think that has evolved a lot right now. And talking about Gen Zs, now I feel like, be it any industry, be it hospitality, be it any business, be it any office, I say, nowadays Gen Zs has their own department of content creation, which is very important. And I would also spill a bean here that in the coming 5 years, if you are running a marketing agency or if you are a hotelier out there, if you do not have a set of Gen Zs in your office for a full-time content creation, it would be very difficult to survive. I mean, like, correct me if I'm
No,
wrong
I
here.
agree with you. I
Yeah.
totally agree with you. I am a Gen Z, of course. I love it.
And that has to be there. Of course, there are pros and cons attached to it, but this is the much needed thing, and I think Dehradun is completely agreeing with that part. And somewhere, somehow, people are adapting that culture as well, right?
Especially when it comes to the restaurant industry, definitely, I think because most of the people who go out nowadays are Gen Zs, like especially when it comes to cafes. So yeah, I think the product matters a lot when it comes to whether or not having Gen Zs
Absolutely,
on
absolutely.
board.
They're always there with us with their phones,
Yeah,
creating
yeah.
content. The pressure of the presentation is more because you never know where your picture is being
Yeah,
clicked, where it is
yeah.
being uploaded. Gaya was zamana Google mein listing karne wala. Now everything is very spontaneous.
Right.
So yes, we are facing with that part.
That's great. So, having talked about Gen Z, the culture, and everything, let's come to some learnings because, as like we said, as I am a Gen Z, I am also learning. Right, we are all in the phase of learning. We've just started entering the workforce. So, from your perspective, both of yours, what do you think is the most important step or the most common mistake that people make in this industry, especially people entering this industry?
Hospitality.
Yeah.
To be honest, the most common mistake, again, like you said, we're all learning. And I think somewhere or the other, because, if you're in operations, the tasks become so monotonous that people somewhere forget to like learn or to keep learning. So that is something which is the most common mistake that you see when it comes to hospitality, is that people stop learning. And this industry is so dynamic that you cannot stop being on your toes. Um, so that is, you have to be up with the market trends. You have to figure out what is happening next, because no two seasons are alike.
So, can you give us
No
some
2 years are
example?
alike. For example, okay, uh, understanding the trend of Dehradun as a tourist destination, and now it is becoming a tourist destination and not just a transient market. We have seen that in 2023, maybe, if people would love to have, let's say, sit down and have lemon tea, a very basic example, today they would rather prefer a hot toddy over a lemon tea. So, especially in the winters. So, I think this is something that we have to keep knowing our target audience, our demands, what is new in the market. Like, for example, Pan Asian is something which is it has picked up in Dehradun recently in the last 1 year. So, if in case a restaurant does not inculcate that Pan Asian dishes in the menu, then they're losing out on potential revenue. So, plus apart from that, I think jacuzzis, for example, um, they were not very trendy in Uttarakhand. People would want to come here and just sit by the nature. But now, when a traveler is coming to Dehradun, they expect a certain level of luxury as well in the market. So, in case a B&B owner or a hotel owner probably does not bring that into the picture, they are also losing out on a potential set of target high-end luxury audience which is traveling to Dehradun now. So it's not just it's not just mid-level segment which is traveling. We have people who have a paying propensity of, let's say, 40 grand a night, and if in case you don't amp up, you lose out.
Absolutely.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think if I talk about my industry or keeping both as a loop together, I feel like you have to keep up with the trends because educational, the changing pattern, the platforms, the media platforms is changing, and so is the demand of a layman out there as well.
Yeah.
Even when I talk about the hospitality industry, for example, if we owe a banquet, we have to keep up with what's new in the industry, what new decoration is out there. So that is very important, and accordingly, who are the vendors who are going to bring into the picture? What new are we going to offer? If we don't keep with all these things, I wouldn't suggest anybody who is not a learner, who doesn't have this thing into their instinct, shouldn't come up with this industry at all. Even when it comes to recruitment part, we don't see how much skilled you are, but we definitely see what is your learning pattern. How well are you able to adapt the new trend? How much is your research and development part? How much are you putting your time into the R&D? I mean, like nowadays, as we said, Gen Z, it's all doom scrolling. So is it a doom scrolling or is it a boom
Market
scrolling?
research.
Absolutely.
Useful research.
I see a lot of phone, I mean like the phone, Instagram feed of lot many people out there. कुछ भी कहीं भी कैसे भी चल रहा है. Even if if I talk about my personal account, it has multiple things, like it has makeup, fashion, industry trends and all those things, because that's doom scrolling. But if you see the company page, it's all about the trends, the insights, the algorithm, because that is important. Where which platform are you using for the R&D, and not just digitally but on ground as well, because then only you can enter into our industry.
Okay, so like you said, which platform? This is a question that I have. That do you think a different age goes on a different platform? And for example, my generation is maybe on Instagram. Then the generation before us, they are only using FB. So do you think that plays a big role in actually understanding where to market or where to actually, boom the brand that you're trying to represent?
Absolutely, Anuruddha. इस चीज पे तो मैं I think एक proper I would say I'll come up with a video educational video out there.
Yeah.
Because there are different set of audience and all of them are on a different field. And then it depends on the genre of industry you are targeting. I'll give you a very simple example. For example, you are into automobile industry and you have an adrenal rush kind of a car or any sport motorbike you are coming up with. I think Instagram is something that you need to target with. But when it comes to educational platforms, like you're running a school, I agree there are all age group people present, but still Facebook is one such platform which no educational institute should leave behind, because a lot of parents are still not that active on Instagram when I talk about. So the lead generation part, the meta, the growth of the meta, which I see now as compared to Google Ads and all, Facebook is still preferable. So each industry needs to understand like what is their target audience. That's part one. And then how they need to target that audience. So are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Google? Or maybe they're just reading newspapers, because traditional media still works in Dehradun over any kind of digital media. So yes, I would want that each brand should target accordingly.
Yeah, I second that. I think our parents' generation is more active on Facebook.
Correct.
Plus, it depends on the industry that you're targeting. If I want to probably do a lead generation for a corporate offsite, I would probably do it on LinkedIn. If I want to target a traveler, I would do it on YouTube and Instagram. Again, Instagram, probably below 40 years of age, and above 40 is probably Facebook. Because that is what we see, like a higher demand from Facebook for Gen Ys and Gen Zs again, Instagram itself.
So a lot many people, I feel happy when I see my parents, understanding the Instagram algorithm and all that. I feel like how good.
Yeah.
That's the learning thing we have been looking forward to. So that's lovely to see that.
Yeah.
That's great. I love this dynamic that you guys are just playing off of each other.
Correct.
So, like we were discussing generations again. So, of course, times have changed. The roadmaps, be it our lives or in any industry, these things keep changing. Like you said, it's a very dynamic industry. So, in Dehradun, or rather for new cafes and hotels, let's talk about that. what does growth look like today, or what maybe are the steps that come today compared to what used to be before? Like we talked about traditional media, that earlier we did not, maybe digital was not this heavy in terms of marketing. Traditional media was. So how does the roadmap or the growth curve is different for both the old and especially the new cafes or hotels which are coming up now?
Okay, so Dehradun again is a very weird mixture of traditional media as well as new age media. When we talk about, let's say, 10 years back, people were more people preferred channels like hand-to-hand flyering or newspaper flyering, probably newspaper ads, overhead sites, OOHs, radio. But now when you see currently, I think I would say new age media like influencers, content creators are coming up, and funnily enough, even older people follow Gen Z influencers as well as content creators. And I think that is what is moving the market at the moment. Instagram is definitely something which is, I think, hands down, you would agree to it. People,
Correct. I think there are pros and cons with
Yeah.
the age and the pattern also. If I talk about 10 years back, I mean, like, there कोई भी कैफे खुलता था, सबसे पहले फ्री सैम्पलिंग, फ्री टेस्टिंग होती थी. आज भी हम वही कर रहे हैं. We are doing the same thing. Whenever a new cafe, whenever a new F&B outlet comes up, we do the same thing. But the set of audience and the way of approach has simply changed. That's the basic example I could give. Which is like, आज हम bloggers को बुलाते हैं, we have food content creators because they have their own set of audience. उन्होंने already एक audience को tap करा हुआ है, so we don't have to put a lot of effort over there. So it has become easy. Whereas earlier we used to do door-to-door, flyer distribution, calling out people for the survey. एक brand, एक hotel खुला हुआ भी है, उसका name change करना है. For example, people used to do the survey. Whether should we do it? Are people aware about this hotel nearby in the area? If yes, they won't change the name. If not, they will change the name. So that used to be the era. But now it's all about branding. You just have to give a shout out. You just have to build your branding thing, and you're already all sorted with it, I believe.
Yeah, I like one thing that it made me click was I remember especially like when I used to be little, if there used to be a location change or a name change, so you go to the place and they have this huge banner out front.
Yeah.
आज से हमारा नाम so and so है. Yeah.
ये हमारी नई लोकेशन है.
इस दिनांक इससे हम यहाँ पर शिफ्ट हो जाएंगे. Whereas now you make Instagram account, like Instagram announcements and campaigns that rebrand has come, and we make it into a teaser sort of a thing.
Even the better signages, I would say, वो flex नहीं बनते हैं.
I think we've got a more digital
upgraded version of all these things, I believe. Even your wedding card zamana has been way back.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we have e-cards, then we have save the date, we have teasers rolling.
We've got reels also coming in. Like, I think
we have social media marketers now just for the wedding content.
Just for wedding content.
Yeah, so like wedding content creators, I think is the term that
the new hype.
The new hype.
Yeah, just to make news for the wedding.
No, I think it was much required also because especially with companies like WeddingMeGood and WeddingWire also coming in and being really rigorous in terms of trends and patterns. It somewhere where we lagged in this country was wedding content creators, because that also helps, and I'm going to link it to hospitality as well, because that helps us also to sort of like target the right audience and reach the right set of clients.
Absolutely.
Because weddings ke liye abhi tak to we were just focusing on
the decor
traditional
part,
sales related media, when we would get like probably event managers, event planners, do some familiarization trips. So getting wedding content creators is
it helps us to mark us as a
Mark us as a
destination
destination
wedding
as
venue as well.
Yeah.
So in the terms of business, again, it's a boom. It's a different change that we have seen, and it was much required. Also, these are memories. Like पहले ज़माने में 90 minutes long video, 2 hours minute long video हमें share कर दी जाती थी. But nowadays we are more, just because of the pattern, हमारे पास we are so handy to Instagram nowadays that we want everything on our phone. भले ही storage ना हो phone में, but still we want everything on our phone. Correct. So that's why I think this is an industry. People say that government has given us employment. I say no, we the industry has given us employment.
True.
So yeah, that is also a part out there.
Yes. like of course we all agree with this thing. We are like the new age that you
Yeah.
would call. And I would come back to your statement. You said that there was still quite a weird mixture of all kinds of media,
True.
right? So coming to you, my question is, do you think it's still very hard to convince people, or like people especially in hospitality business in Dehradun, for digital first marketing? Because like she mentioned that it's, of course we are agreeing here, we are new age, but like she said, it's weird, it's still a weird mixture. We are not as forward thinking as the metros, but yet we are not far behind. So what is your take on that?
See, as a Dehradun based marketer, there are still a lot of brands. When I talk about 5 stars and 4 stars, they come up with their own set of marketing team and in house communication and PR team as well. Like Turia, we have as a Marcom manager. But then, if I talk about the private labels or private hoteliers, they still struggle with it. Once when they are in the market and they see that, okay, sales nahi aa rahi hai, या लोग अभी हमें नहीं जानते, then somebody so and so इधर से उधर से word of mouth marketing के through, then they get to know, oh, this is a field we
Yeah.
want, या इन मैम को बुला करके लेके आओ, she will help us with the sales. Again, then they get to know with their reality check.
Yeah.
And once when I personally go and meet them, not everybody is the same, this is just 1 in 10 out there. And then they're like, they consider us as their sales channel, that okay, अगर आप हमारा एक वीडियो रील एड बना रहे हो, अब कितनी bookings आ जाएंगे हमारे पास. So this is still the trend with some of the hotels coming up in Dehradun, and in and around, not just in Dehradun, in and around Uttarakhand as well. But now I feel like hardly one is there out of those 10, but rest 9 of them are well aware that this is the segment of industry which has to be definitely followed up. It cannot be lagged. So now they go with the steps, like, okay, first they have to come up with branding, then they have to come up with the social media thing, social media presence, and then they have to have an in-house PR person also for the communications between us or communications between the general public which is there. So now it has become pretty sorted for all of us.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think the major problem with the state is that people still think that sales and marketing are the same thing.
Correct.
So, I mean,
Please, Dehradun, change with that
I don't know what else to say to that. And it becomes very difficult to, convince people.
Educate
Yeah.
them.
Tell them that marketing is basically to drive traffic, maybe for lead generation. But if you want business, you need to have a sales resource on board.
Absolutely.
We cannot do both.
Absolutely. And we are still struggling, but we are trying hard to educate Dehradun and the other people out there.
That's great. So, coming like from you both guys also, I got to understand that it's not just one thing.
Yeah.
You know, branding or any kind of enterprise requires all sorts of different teams and different people with different aims and vision and mission for each and like different team that we have got. So we have already established that this is a great dynamic that we need both of you all and we need all kinds of people for a brand to actually flourish.
Correct.
But I want to know of an example or a story that actually showcases the importance of each and every limb in a body, because I think even today, like you said it yourself, sales and marketing people think are the same thing, management and performance marketing people think are the same thing, but that's not true. So how about you explain it to us, even as a Gen Z who try to do everything on their own, and the older generation who thinks everything is just one. How about you explain to the story or example?
Firstly, I would love to say this, Anurita, being from a biotech industry, relating our industry example from limb of the body. Okay.
The biotech in me will pop out somewhere.
So I love that part. Well, talking about it, I feel like there are multiple challenges again into this thing. But somehow I feel that now sitting in 2026, many of the things has been streamlined for us now. Even when the hotel comes up, they know how they need to channelize them. First, the foremost thing is they need to check with their own recruitment part. Are they sorted with it? And then multiple things I think Turia can explain us better. Going forward, then they reach out once their internal happening is sorted. Then people like Turia, who are already there into the hospitality industry, reach out to people like us to together come up with a campaign launch or a brand launch or the promotion of the brand. And this thing, I feel like one and one लोग कहते हैं ना एक और एक 11 होता है. So this thing together helps us really a lot because we are speaking to sound people, like-minded people, so we don't struggle. I just have to explain a concept to Turya that okay, this is something I'm planning with. Turya needs to acknowledge and of course take approvals from her seniors out there. But then my thing is streamlined. I'm working on result-oriented thing, whereas she's working on streamlining what all is required from the hotel's end. This is something I feel like is pretty good for me and much appreciable. Rest,
Yeah.
you can take a call on this. Like, what is your part?
No, I think I agree with her on that. Even though hotels do have or hire a marketing resource, it is very important for us to additionally, have agencies on board as well. For example, we have a PR agency, we have a social media agency, and we have a separate creative agency as well because we cannot do everything by ourselves in house. While we can, collate everything that our brand requires or what my brand voice says, what we as a specific unit in a city like Dehradun or XYZ, wherever we're based out of, while we know what sort of a target audience we want, we're looking at XYZ, activations across spa, rooms, maybe food outlets. We need an external agency which is not just local but as well as national, which can help us put that word out there because we need that additional resource as well to help us get where we want. So we may have a vision in mind, but we need someone to execute it as well.
But the agency, I would suggest, should always be in one arm distance to you,
Yeah.
so that the
I agree.
communication is better.
Mm.
And also, one cannot be master of all trades, so you have to hire professionals,
Yeah.
maybe different professionals, because again, an agency is an agency.
Mm.
If you think that you need some specific creators, like if I talk about not just about our industry, if I talk about some technology industry, so we do require some tech bloggers. Maybe
Yeah.
those are not under our reach. So there is no harm approaching another one or another professionals out there. As I said, you cannot be master of all trades.
I guess it's all about collaboration and working together
Yeah.
to
Correct.
make any brand,
Yeah.
be it hospitality or tech or whatever it is, to actually make it
Mm.
flourish.
It is must. It is must nowadays. पहले होता था, like for example, I'll give a very layman example. Like पहले सूट बनते थे ना, तो लोग नहीं बताते थे हमने कहाँ से बनाया है. Hair cut होता था, people don't used to tell हमने कहाँ से hair cut लिया. But
Copy हो
now,
जाएगा.
Copy हो जाएगा.
but now
Maybe-
you have to. If you are not
Yeah.
telling, you are lacking the name,
Yeah,
fame,
yeah.
label you are
How
coming
will you
from.
set
there.
the trend otherwise?
Yeah. Trend setting is way to go, I
Yeah.
think, in today's world. Try something new, experiment.
Yeah.
Something somewhere will hit the bullseye.
Absolutely, and
really.
collaboration
true.
is the key for it. I mean, like it takes you to different
Yeah.
different success levels out there.
So we were talking about leveling up, right? So my question to you, like you said, that Dehradun is an up and coming tourism destination, right? So what do you think is one change or the biggest push that as the Dehradun people we can give so that we get to that point of being like a tourist destination, and like Mussoorie is, so we become a tourist destination in Dehradun.
So I think we're already almost in that bracket of being a tourist destination. We already have multiple, restaurants, fine dinings, bars, pubs, which have come up on Rajpur Road as well as other parts of the city, which is something which is enticing for millennials and Gen Zs. So that way, I think we're pretty much sorted. When it comes to an older set of audience, what they want is maybe a more religious approach towards things, where we're also again sorted because we as Dehradun are, I would say, that particular gateway to 3 destinations, which is Mussoorie, Rishikesh, and Haridwar. So we are able to offer them religious based packages as well, which is something that people look at. When it comes to leveling up, I think we can look at automation in general. We can look at a more digital approach. For example, as a hotelier, I would want to push digital key cards or automated, elevated lighting systems. So all of that is something that may help us level up like a metro city. But at the same time, because of the pace that we have, it'll also keep us grounded to what we as a state has to offer.
That's great. And speaking of digital, I also have a question in the same scenario. Um, when we think of content creation,
Mhm.
influencers,
Mhm.
and bloggers, I think the first two cities, or the maybe the first city that pops up in one's mind is Mumbai.
Mhm.
Then comes Delhi.
Yeah.
There are also
Yeah.
Absolutely.
events happening in Delhi, right?
Hmm.
But seeing the culture, especially in my generation, I have been noticing that a few up and coming influencers or content creators are from Dehradun
Mhm.
also, right? So in that plane, how do we level up to the next level? We are in the third city with no doubt comes Dehradun after
Mhm.
Delhi or Mumbai.
Mhm.
It's Dehradun that the place to be if you want to be a content
Correct.
creator. We've got the looks, but in
Yeah.
terms of infra, in terms of automation, maybe what
Yeah.
is the next step? Do you feel?
So, Anuruddha, I feel like we'll go step by step to this. There are three major key things. First thing, there is a major gap when it comes to monetary evolution, I would say. We have multiple bloggers here in Dehradun from different industry. Let's take fashion for once right now. But then many of us, as in many of marketers prefer Delhi-based bloggers over Dehradun bloggers because of their content creation, the reach, the amount they are spending on their profile. It is because Dehradun people are not getting that much of ROI in return, either from people like us as an agency or people directly from the brand also. So this is one constraint that is coming up, which I personally take it up on me. Like I, as a marketer, I am trying to bridge that gap between a brand and a blogger so that we get to see multiple bloggers coming up into the industry from different genre. Like we have fashion, we have tech, we have education, and everybody around the corner. And eventually they get the money, they get the commercials जितना उन्होंने काम किया है उसके लायक, right? So I'm trying to bridge that gap, I would say. That's point one. Point two, this is something not just for bloggers, content creators, or influencers. It is with agencies also that people prefer that let's onboard a Delhi based agency or any MNC agency rather than a Dehradun based one because maybe that person has more exposure. But as I said, I think agencies should be on your one arm distance. That's first thing first. First and secondly, I feel like we are here in Dehradun. We know Dehradun better than anybody else knows. Correct. We know every nook, we know every business. We can collaborate you with multiple events happening in and around. We can help you with the leads generation also. जिसका आजकल एक commission trend बन चुका है, of course. But that is also a part that we can look into, which is second. Third, people and brand owners need to understand the difference between influencers and bloggers because every content creator is not an influencer. They might be called as blogger. So if you can't hire a professional photographer, they say this thing to my all my clients that please go for a blogger because he is doing blogging for you and for other multiple brands on the same industry level. But if you really want to target or influence people, convert that reel of yours into a business segment, into some ROI, go for influencers also because Dehradun लोग बोलते हैं small town है. I don't know कितना है कितना नहीं है. But if it's a small town, so वो set of audience तो उतनी ही है ना. So उस set of audience को please आप ज़्यादा tap करो, आप civilians को ज़्यादा tap करो because they have that capacity to bring your word, bring your brand into the market. That's one thing. And secondly, they are after all your clients also, so they can give you business also. So it is very important to understand the difference between blogging and influencer thing. So we are already working on that in collaboration with people like Turiya and other PR marketers. There are multiple people out there who are supporting us, bridging that gap. And yes, let's see how it evolves in the coming years, I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think I agree with Savi on that as well. For us, we have two different set of target audiences. The first one is basically for rooms, which are people who are traveling to Dehradun for leisure, and then second is food and beverage.
Absolutely.
So for us, maybe we would prefer having a local PR agency in terms of to promote our food and beverage areas, our restaurants, our cafes, and we would prefer probably a Delhi or Mumbai based
Right.
agency when it comes to promoting our rooms because obviously our target audience is
Around the
from
globe,
the yeah
and we
tier one
prefer
city.
more leads out there
Yeah.
basically, even for the wedding venue
For
as
wedding
well.
venues as well.
Since Dehradun is now the major key role
Hmm.
when it comes to destination weddings, so for that we do tie up with a lot of B2B agencies out
Yeah.
there for the rooms, for selling keys or could be
Hmm.
anything. But when it comes to picking up the local restaurant part, of course, the Dehradun and Dehradun agencies comes up with the campaigns and the launches and all those creative ideas.
Yeah, it is
Our
always
industry,
advisable to have
yes.
local agencies at a one-arm distance.
Yeah.
That's true. Because no matter how much, or whatever Delhi or Bombay is offering you, I think the level of understanding that a local agency has, especially when it comes to PR, is something that only local intelligence can give you. No amount of, no matter how big of an agency it is, especially when it comes to PR, they will not be able to give us an actual insight on what Dehradun wants. And like I said earlier, Dehradun is a very weird market.
Yeah.
So
And to cover that weird market, I would advise each business owner to please have at least one point of contact in terms of marketing
Yeah.
in their own premises.
Nice.
Because not every time we can ask an owner to send me a testimonial video.
Yeah.
We can't
Yeah.
ask owners to approve the creative. We
Yeah.
can't ask owners. Of course, they can be there for the sanctions of lot of, say for instance, traditional medias or
Yeah.
everything. He or she is there. But one POC is very important, which makes this industry easy growing. And I think everybody would agree with it, even the bloggers and influencers, talking about the monetary thing, talking about taking it globally also. It is a must to have one POC in terms of marketing at their own premises, which people avoid just because of saving down maybe some grands of money, I would say.
And people don't even honestly, not a lot of people understand marketing as a separate
That's a
industry.
pain.
Yeah, that's a pain. That's actually a pain.
Yeah.
Because whenever it comes to marketing, people still associate that with sales. They still associate that with direct ROI. And answering your question, the first statement, a very simple thing which is called a marketing funnel. I don't think people realize that. They don't understand the difference between awareness, intent, conversion, and lead generation. So I think that is where a lot of owners also are very clueless or very
That's where they
Um,
need to hire someone who's into
who's-
public eye
yeah.
over there. They need to have a PR person, they need to have a Marcom person in-house into their premises who can then explain what exactly needs to be done. Make a plan, make a yearly plan, annually
Yeah.
plan on to what we can expect. Of course, marketing is not equals to sale, but eventually the result of marketing has to be sale. We do understand that. But for that, we need to have an action plan. And for that action plan, we two together need to sit down and then work. So this is something which still Dehradun is struggling with, and somehow Dehradun adapting also. Like the
Yeah.
new brand, anything which is new coming up, anything which is launching new, does incorporate people like us, but the ones which are like into the frame from past 5-6 years
Traditional.
still are struggling
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think it depends on the business owners also, and millennials for sure, definitely. If in case we have business owners who are millennials, they're more open to having invest in marketing rather
Absolutely.
than sales.
Right. I couldn't agree
So-
with it more.
So
I guess it all boils down to dynamic collaboration between
Yeah.
all the limbs of the
yeah,
body.
yeah, that is what
Absolutely.
marketing is.
Yeah,
It's through and through
exactly.
collaboration.
That's true. So I think this conversation bears fruit for both Gen Z who are trying to enter this market, trying to understand how to make a brand in this entrepreneurial wave. Yet for those who are traditionally in this market, have been for a long time, because now they understand your pains, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Exactly what you feel. And I just like fingers crossed and basically hoping and praying that Dehradun tomorrow becomes like Delhi in case of content or in case of hospitality, barring the jams. I would
In the terms of creative eye, I
exactly.
feel
Yeah.
like.
The creative outlet of Dehradun has so much potential, and thank you so much for this insight into this industry, this dynamic. It was lovely having you guys here.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
hosting
Thank you for
us.
hosting us.